It's a beautiful day here in northern Vermont. We've had very warm weather this past week and it's finally back in the 60s. My mom and I are going to go out in the woods and look for mushrooms. This is Bettina.
Hi there.
So Mom, what mushrooms are you usually looking for?
I'm looking for chanterelles, boletes, and porcini.
What other mushrooms have you been finding lately?
Milk caps.
And the Amanita jacksonis.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
The American Caesar. It's one of the few species of Amanitas you can eat, and they're very tasty. And we've had a lot of them this year. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like button below, and make sure to subscribe to Vermonting with Jan Welch to see more episodes in the future.
There's the mushrooms, but I don't think they're the ones we collect.
Lots of mushrooms in these woods. Many of them we don't know about yet, and some of them we do, and we enjoy eating them. So the woods we're walking through now, 3 years ago, were totally inaccessible. It was fallen down trees everywhere, saplings, brush, and I've cleared it out pretty well. I built this trail that we're walking on now. It's the maintenance trail for the ATV and the tractor, and I built it so we could access this wall here that we built with all of the wood from fallen down trees and trees that I cut down.
Another mushroom here.
These are ones we still have to research. Here's a cluster of little tiny mushrooms. It's amazing how many mushrooms we've had this year, how many different species. It's truly a mushroom heaven. And once we start figuring out what all of them are, as far as the edible ones go, it's gonna be a real treat. How long have you been foraging for mushrooms, Mom?
Since I was a little girl with my dad, I used to go.
And where was that at?
In Germany.
And what mushrooms did you guys pick all the time?
We picked something similar to a milk cap, and then a lot of chanterelles, boletes, and birch boletes, and the porcini. And I later on in life, as I grew up, I collected parasol mushrooms. It just happened to be so that I found the area where they grow, and that was a real wonderful find.
This is the area we're walking into now, where I'm building my ski glades. And in my last video, I was using the Brush Grubber to pull out stumps. So this is the lower portion of the area that's looking pretty thinned out. Here's some chanterelles right here.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
So we've got chanterelle. It's got a worm slug on it.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Okay. Go ahead, and Mom, explain how to identify the chanterelle.
Yeah, the important thing about a chanterelle is that the stem inside is white. And I'm going to cut this down a little bit more. And you see the little tiny holes? That is from maggots. So if I cut open the mushroom, you will see that there are maggots in here. And before you eat the mushroom, you usually can eat part of it, you cut all of that out. So normally the stem would be solid without the little tiny holes in here.
Sure.
The other defining factor would be that they're not really gills, but
they're false gills.
Yeah, they go down the stem quite a ways. And like I said, the jack-o'-lantern, which is poisonous, would have an orange stem, and the whole jack-o'-lantern is more orange, and it wouldn't be white inside when you cut it open.
It doesn't have the gills. It has, they kind of cross a little bit.
Yeah.
They're not real. The gills would just go straight in a line.
Veins that can crisscross.
Yeah, they have crisscross veins.
Yeah. And this one here, let's see, this is pretty old. We don't cut that.
Here's a mushroom. Looks like a chanterelle.
It seems to be a chanterelle, yeah.
Yep, see? Little tiny chanterelle.
You can tell very easily the stem on a chanterelle is usually pretty thick in comparison to a lot of mushrooms, small mushrooms you will see in the wood that have skinny little stems. And you try to get it as clean as possible so it doesn't go into the little gills, the dirt I mean, or the bugs. There are usually not too many bugs. So this again has a nice white surface here on this inside the stem, and this time we don't have holes.
Here's another chanterelle. One right there.
Okay,
And I'll give it to her to clean.
it's a beautiful little one. Here has a nice clean white stem
Yeah, that's
inside.
Yep.
Total solid white.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful little one. That's what they should look like. The small ones. This is a really young one.
Mom?
Yeah?
You want to see something cool?
Yes?
Look, a patch of chanterelles.
Oh, that's exciting.
Let's get down and check these out. Look at that.
This one will have a little bit maggots inside here because I can see it has some holes here. But we clean it up at home.
So the chanterelles, compared to other mushrooms, maggots are less of an issue compared to like boletes.
That's why we like to pick them young like this one, because the young ones don't have very often maggots, and it's nice to pick them young. And here the false girls are forming, and the worm is rolled tiny bit on the young mushroom sometimes. This might not cut cleaner, and then you can see the stem better. And there's a mosquito. That's the other thing. Is yeah, beautiful.
Let's examine this one. This one has holes. You can see there's holes in it. So it does have maggots for little one, right?
Yeah, it appears that way. Not too many, but some. Yeah.
All right, so that's
more maggots in August, especially when it rains a lot.
So this is a spot that we haven't found them before, so that's exciting. Right now we have probably 20 different areas on the property that we've discovered chanterelles.
Probably going this way.
Yeah, we can walk around here and just loop back. Keep our eyes. Yeah, the chanterelles, you know, unless they have leaves on them, but they're much easier to find than morels, because the morels are the color of the leaves. Same with the black trumpets. The black trumpets apparently are very, very common this year, but we haven't seen any. And that's because they hide in plain sight. Here's some mushrooms over here. Let's see what these are.
Let me see what they... yeah, these are, let me see, these are the, yeah, I can't think of the name right now, but they're edible. Yeah, I know the German name right now. Saftling. Have to look it up again in the...
Oh, I'll post it below in the video.
Yeah. I put one in here just for fun.
Okay, have you had them before?
Yes, I had them before. They don't add anything to the flavor, however they look pretty in a frying pan with the other mushrooms, because they have this nice coloring.
Right.
Which stays wet when you fry it, so
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Now we're heading back to an area we used to find a lot of chanterelles. We might have exhausted them for this season. Alright, mosquitoes are popping. So right now, this area was a big spot for chanterelles for us in the past. Also boletes. Nothing here right now. We are about to approach an area that should have some milk caps.
Yeah, the milk cap.
So these are milk caps here. These are small ones, and they have a slimy.
When they're wet a little bit, yeah.
But when they're young, they're more slimy, and they're kind of a two-tone orange, a carrot and light orange, and they bleed orange when you cut them.
And when I make a print on my, see, it's like white blood.
So that's how you can tell.
And it also bleeds like that from the gills if you cut the gills fresh. When if you keep them a little while in the refrigerator, it might not bleed quite as much anymore.
And you can see, I'll show the cap how slimy it is.
Yeah, it's slippery.
Yeah.
Especially after a fresh rain. Now they're not slippery if we have real dry weather. Then they're not slippery. And They don't keep as long as chanterelles. You have to eat them up a little faster. Chanterelles you can keep a good number of days in the refrigerator.
And how are these with maggots? And
They can get some maggots, but it's not quite as bad as with the leeks, for instance.
the leeks are just tasty, huh? They got a lot of,
yeah.
there's a lot of mushroom to bolete.
I try to clean them as good as possible so it doesn't rub into the other mushrooms.
Since you've been living in Vermont, is there any mushrooms you've had here that you haven't had before?
Yes, softling, which I don't know the name right now in English, and some of the boletes are a little bit different. And then the Caesar mushroom, I never had that before.
Or the morels. Did you have those
And
before?
the morels, no, I never found morels in the woods I grew up
This year we
in.
found a lot of morels for the first time.
This one I don't think we take. I think it's disconnected. Maybe some animal stepped on it or something.
And then we also found chicken of woods, which you never had before, right?
Yeah, I never had that before. That was absolutely fantastic. They're not growing yet. I'm hoping they're going to grow later.
Up here is where I got them last time. Right around here, actually, I had found several. And I seem to possibly have gotten them all.
Yeah, they might come back one more time later, but sometimes they need a little recuperation.
Here's the remains of a milk cap.
Yeah, yeah.
We lift up, see if we see anything underneath here. Alright, so we found 2 little milk caps. I was expecting to find more in this area because I thought I saw some.
Here some.
Oh yeah. So here's some bigger ones. Let's get a shot. There's people right there. Alright, so we found some milk caps. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. See, those are a lot bigger and they stain orange.
Yeah, and this is a drier one. This one is not. And then let me get over. You have to maybe kind of push that brush there out of the way.
Alright. That one's got a slug on top of it.
Okay. And then let's get this one too while we're at it.
See the slug?
This one is too old. And this slug we will leave in the woods. Okay. See, this one does turn a little greenish, so it could be that European milk cap.
Did it turn green from touching, or was it just green?
That I can't tell you for sure now.
Because it's supposed to turn green from touching it.
Right. Whatever, they're the same family. The milk cap family is a pretty safe family. There we go. And if you cut this open, let's see what happens just for the fun of it. Okay, maggots in this one. You see that? The stem, by the way, which we haven't talked about, is always hollow in the middle.
There's a maggot right there.
Yeah, it's always hollow, and then it has that orange bleeding ring around it.
Do you usually eat the stems on these, or do you just cut them away?
No, I eat them. They're fine, but this one had the maggots in them, so we cut them already out. So no use taking them home because they can spread. They can spread even in the refrigerator. They still can eat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maggots don't mind the cold weather. So they don't mind the cold weather. Might slow them down a little bit, but.
All right.
Okay,
no, let's go this way.
Yeah, okay.
I don't see any more over here anywhere.
No, I think we exhausted it. I've been picking so many and you've been picking so many.
All right. Here's a funky looking mushroom.
Yeah, goes on the trunk, doesn't it?
It's got two. It's like a double.
It's best not to touch mushrooms, or maybe with the back of your hand, because some of them are very poisonous. I would say many mushrooms are not, you don't die from, but there are some where you can die from.
Oh, so here's the chanterelles right here underneath this.
Okay.
Got two chanterelles.
Very nice. I always put the chanterelles in a separate container, like I have here these paper boxes, because some mushrooms have more dirt on them, and that way it's a little harder with all those false gills to clean them if you don't watch out. So.
And the cleaner you are by the time you get home, the faster you can eat them, right?
Yeah. And it's much less work.
So we've got a real big chanterelle right here. Get it? Look at that.
Beautiful.
And what do you get?
Yeah, very nice. Mine got a little eaten out by a snail here, so I cut that off. And then I have my solid stem again.
All right, mine's got a solid stem. Needs to be cleaned a little bit. You want to clean it?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes blowing at it, if there's a bug on it, it might take it off. And then here's a little snail bite, and that's about it.
Here's those coral mushrooms. See these, Tina?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We got tons of them everywhere. There's all over the place here.
The sapling family, I believe. Let me break. Yeah, they're real easy to break off. They're sort of shell-like.
You can look that one up when you get home.
Yeah, we can stick it in here. Mm-hmm.
And then here's some other ones. Are these the same ones you just picked?
I believe so. Let's look at it. This one was a little older, so no, that's a different variety. This has a.
Do you think it's the same family?
Yeah.
Or...
Mm-hmm. It's a sort of a little bit like chanterelles. These sort of little false gills, except they don't go down the stem. They're much thicker than normal gills. We stick it here to the other mushroom. So here's a chanterelle, and the gills go to the false gills go to about here. They've been partially eaten off, and then the stem is more smooth. On a little one, you can see it real good here. It's real smooth.
So compared to a mushroom like this, where the gill kind of stops at the top, this on the chanterelles, the gills keep going down the stem.
A little ways, yeah. Mm-hmm. Here's a wild gooseberry. Now that is very nice. Let me see if they're ripe.
Gooseberries?
And the thing with the wild gooseberries, they have they see those little spines sticking out here? All gooseberries have that, but the ones that were grown in nurseries or for nurseries don't have the spines quite as bad as these. But they actually, gooseberries taste very good, but they have to get even darker, this particular type, and softer. There's a white one too. This one is a dark one. It's actually pretty sweet. You put your teeth inside and kind of suck it out a little bit. Sweeter than I thought it would be. Maybe I pulled some of the wild ones up because I thought they didn't taste very good. But this one you suck out and it's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Okay. Here's more of those small mushrooms.
These are the red version.
And they get a little bit bigger. They get usually about this big.
And these are just like the other ones you found.
Yeah.
Go ahead and grab one.
We take one like this. There. See that?
Yeah.
They also grow in a meadow by our house.
So now we're making our way up the hill of the future ski glade. So you can see it's getting more thinned out down there. And up here it's still pretty wild. I'm gonna get rid of this tree soon, make it easier to come up with the vehicles and ski down. Here's some really cool looking mushrooms. These little fingers. See them?
Yeah, I found something like that the other day. Yeah, and I had it in my hand. I'm gonna take one of those. Some of them are edible for sure, and some of them I think are not. But I put this on the side here. It's got a couple.
I'll grab a few. There's a nice big one.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
And here's, look at this nice little array of mushrooms here.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
That seems to be from the softling family here. I picked up one already here, different color.
yeah. Here's some more coral. Now we're at the top side of property. We've got this massive maple tree. I mean, that thing is huge. What'd you find?
See how weird these look?
Move your hand. That is a strange mushroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. That's not the same as the other one. That's like, looks like almost like foam.
Yeah, let me get this nail off and kind of pick it up.
It's good enough for a snail though.
That doesn't mean anything.
It looks like it almost looks
like a fingerling potato.
Yeah.
Let's
Or like animal poop.
Yeah, let's stick that underneath here and see what we can find on it.
Okay.
Don't stick the ones that we don't know what they're all about. This is good mushrooms. Always put them separate.
This side of the woods we're on has a lot of mushrooms that we haven't seen before, right, Mom?
Yep.
It's crazy how diverse the different areas are. I mean, all of them have a lot of mushrooms, but everything's different. Here's some bigger versions of those German ones you're talking about.
Yep. The softlings. Well, we definitely have a lot of softlings around here.
We have a lot of various mushrooms here in the woods. Most of them we aren't familiar with, just because moving to Vermont, it's all new to us. So we know our standards, and we've been learning about some new ones as well. But finding all these different various species of mushrooms is pretty fun, and we have so many of them here on the property. All this mushroom hunting is getting us hungry, so I'm gonna start heading back to the house and see what we find along the way. We have several more areas to check out, but we can literally spend an entire day walking around this property looking for mushrooms. I mean, there's so many of them. We also have, you know, these neighbors behind us have 110 acres of woods. It's Vermont, so all land's open to foraging and hunting, unless posted, and nothing's posted around here. So we have a lot of, you know, forest to forage in here, which is absolutely unbelievable. Here's a mushroom I haven't picked yet. Let's see what this one is. Well, there's this one, which is dying. But look at this guy. This one's a little bit different. So, hey Mom, what do you think this mushroom is that I found? Any idea?
I am very undecided because it doesn't have a clear rim at the cap like the boletes have, where you have the spongy underneath here.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems to mend in a bit.
It's got a nice thick stem.
So we all have to look in the book and see if we find it. Yeah.
All right, we'll just add it to our pile of research mushrooms. Okay. All right. So other than eating mushrooms, Mom, what's your favorite part about looking for mushrooms?
Well, it's just fun going to the woods, seeing all the different terrain, the moss, and other plants that grow.
This vegetation in here has some nice berry patches. Found some red raspberries, there's some blackberries, some black raspberries growing. Kind of not accessible from this side, but that's another project. Can't ever have too many projects. You know, spent 3 years clearing these woods, but there's still so much to do. Here's some trees I cut out already. Need to clear it out. This is on the edge of, we're working right now with the brush grubber. By the end of the fall, this whole area should be cleared out, ready for cross country and downhill skiing. Here's some different ones. Red with white caps.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice looking. It's nice. Mm-hmm. dark cap.
These woods, besides being completely overgrown and full of dead trees, was also full of trash. I mean, mattresses, metal, scrap metal, just junk. And over here there's 2 buckets that were for squid. And I haven't got rid of them yet. They're kind of like a marker now, a reference point on the property. Because before I started clearing out this area, that was the destination here, was the squid buckets. Oh, there we go. One more chanterelle for the collection. Let's see it. Your foot's next one too.
Oh yeah? Oh yeah, I see it, yeah. It's a beauty. This one is kind of damaged a little bit.
Do we want to check over here?
Yeah, I haven't been over here.
Looks like there's not much growing in these woods right now. So we've gone ahead and done our little hike for today.
Yep.
We have several more areas on the Property Explorer. We'll probably go back out again tomorrow and check out a different area, see what we can find.
The mosquitoes are getting me now.
Uh-oh. Well, let's, why don't we go back and see what we've got and I'll lay it out and check it out.
Right.
So we're gonna take inventory of what we got today. Let's start this. Then we got those. And this is our unknown mushrooms that we're gonna have to check in one of the guidebooks. We like to reference a couple guidebooks and the internet. That one's almost like a trumpet. Some sort.
There is something called angel trumpet. Is poisonous, and
so
I
we've
want
got
to see if that's it, maybe.
Quite a good selection of chanterelles here. And
this one might be hard to identify because I think it may be too old.
Okay.
But we will see. This I had already identified, but I can't remember. And this is really interesting there.
Thanks for joining us in our adventure out in the forest today. We hope to see you next time when me and my mom go back in the woods to forage for mushrooms and wild edibles. If you like this episode, please hit the like button below. Leave any comments or suggestions below as well. To see more from us, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to be notified anytime we post new videos. Thanks a lot and take care. Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.